What's up, you guys? It's your girl, Gemini Janae, and I'm just coming through to y'all today so we can chop it up about sisters. So yeah, I know I'm late, y'all, but it's better late than never, right? And I just wanted to say happy Halloween to you guys. I'm just coming through, just giving y'all a little something, y'all, nothing major. Just a little dark gray wig just for the Halloween spirit. I hope you guys are being safe out there and practicing social distancing and having nice, safe fun on this Halloween night. So y'all, let's just get into the sisters about Preston, y'all, cause we see now, yeah, this situation between Danny and Preston. Oh yeah, I feel some type of way. I feel some type of way about it. So I just want to say I appreciate Tyler Perry for bringing this type of situation to the forefront, because you really do have some women that are somewhat naive to a situation like this. So you have some women that think because they date outside of their race that they kind of leveled up in a sense, but that's not always the case. So some women may feel like, oh, I'm not dating Tyrone, but I'll date Tyler, or I'll date, Taylor, whatever. But sometimes, sis, that ain't always the way to go. And that's just being real. So first, let me just throw this out here and put this out here that for anyone that will say like, oh, I may have something against interracial dating or whatever, no, that's not the case. I'm for love, love is love, whether that's same-sex relationships, whether monogamy, polygamy, whatever you're into, whatever you define as love, that I'm all for it. I'm all just for people loving one another and for people being in happy, thriving, successful relationships. Whether if you could be with somebody green, blue, black, or white, I wouldn't care. As long as you're happy and you're in a loving relationship with someone that's not going to mistreat you or disrespect you in any type of way, because no one deserves to be disrespected, period. But so I just had to get that out there so no one would say that I'm against interracial dating, because I'm not. But see, this type of shit right here is the reason why I do not desire to be in an interracial relationship. So I'm not going to sit up here and say, I'm not going to say what I would never do. But because you can't help who you fall in love with, if you're compatible with someone, if you have similar interests, or if this person just provides something in your life that that you may be missing, and then you never know who could be that person that provides it to you. But I just see that this situation right here is not something that I would want in a relationship, and I've tried to date outside of my race before, and that didn't end well, and that's a whole nother situation for another day. So y'all, let's just get into these 2 episodes of Sistas. So I just wanted to wait until after episode 3 just to kind of see the gist of where this was going between Preston and Danny. And if this is your first time coming across one of my videos, I'm not going to do like thorough, detailed reviews. I'm just going to give my take on just certain things in the episode, like kind of like sidebar conversations on things that are going on in the episode, not just blow by blow, details of every episode. There are other, YouTubers out there that that do the full reviews. If you want me to do a full review, like if y'all feeling me and y'all want me to do a full review, I'll do that. I'll do that for you guys. But I'm just saying right now, I just kind of want us to get like into just the sidebar conversations about some things that are going on in the episode. But y'all, basically, in episode 3, we see that, Preston, he came and surprised Danny, with a nice home-cooked meal. As Zach came in there, kind of blowing the mood or whatever, but he gave her the nice little home-cooked meal. And she was just like, how did you get in here? And he was like, the landlord let me in. And she was like, oh, to be white in America, which is true. Because, like, how you going to just let this random-ass man into her apartment? He's not on her lease, and have you ever saw this man around here before? Like, how you gonna just let him into her apartment, just go by his word to say who he is or what he's trying to do? Hell, he could have been a stalker. He could have been stalking her and just be found like, oh, she live here and I'm just gonna try to go in her apartment. He could have been in her house, butt boom naked, waiting on her to come in and kill her with a butcher knife. How you know? Like, so you just let this man into her apartment, and it just made me think, like, if this man was black, he wasn't gonna get in that apartment. The landlord was not going to let him into that apartment because if you ain't on that lease, you ain't getting in. But then like I said, damn, I'm like, damn, they could at least call her or something to ask her if she know this person. How you just let this random ass man into her apartment? So that's like a thing, like she said, to be white in America, because only a white man can bypass certain rules and go into someone else's home and you're not on their lease. None of that. So if he was black, and it could have been her black boyfriend, and he's locked out of the house or something for some reason, I bet you the landlord wouldn't let him in. But y'all, that, like she said, to be white in America. So then, y'all, so basically, you know, he told Danny that, well, she was calling Zach the N-word because of some stuff that she was like, you know, getting frustrated and mad with him. She called him the N-word, and he was like, I don't like that word. My folks used to use that word all the time, and they are racist, and I never liked that word. And she was just like, basically, don't try to police me for using the word, because basically, she can do that. You know, if she decides to do that, she can do that. See, I've never been the type to use the N-word around white people because I don't want them to ever feel that they're comfortable enough to use it around me in my presence. You know, because I've used it in front of them. I don't ever want them to feel that comfortable around me. So I don't use the N-word in front of white people. But like I said, at the end of the day, it's my birthright to do so. Like, I can do that. If I want to use the word anytime I see fit, I'm going to do that. You know, but I don't just go around just throwing it out just willy-nilly like that. I don't, because to me, I feel like, you know, when they went through their little thing a few years back where they were saying that we should no longer use that word, I was on board with that, you know, because I was just like, some people they use it excessively, and sometimes it's unnecessary. But you know how we all got this stuff, you know, you be like, you know, like, sometimes it fits, but I don't use that word around white people or in certain settings because I don't ever want them to feel that they're comfortable enough to use that around me. So she was calling Zach the N-word, and he was like, I don't like that word. My folks are racist, and they would have a fit if they knew I was over here. That should have been a red flag for her right there. I would no longer deal with Preston. I would tell him that this is not going to work. And I'm sorry, Preston, but we can't be together. I can't see you anymore. That's not going to work with me. Because I feel like if we ever get to a serious point in our relationship, I'm not going around to your people's house because I think they may try to poison me. They may try to lock me up in a room or something. They may try to do something to me. I'm not going around your people, but if I know that they're racist. I couldn't be in a relationship with someone if their family, if it's like, it was basically like you were brought up to be racist. You just chose not to be because you kind of figured out things on your own, which I understand that. I mean, which that deserves some respect because you didn't go by what your parents were trying to instill in you. You went by your own personal perception of people. You don't judge people by the color of their skin, but the content of their character, which I can respect that. But still, at the end of the day, I would want to be with you because of your parents. Because at the end of the day, they're the root of the racism. Like, even though you may not be racist, they're the root of the racism. I would want to have children because at the end of the day, they're still going to be black. At the end of the day, if they're mixed, if you have any drop of black blood in your body, you are considered black. And I would not want to have my children around them with that deep-rooted racism in their veins, in their blood. Like, it's just embedded into them. I would not want to do that. I would not want to bring children into a situation like that. And that's just me personally. I just feel like there's no future. If your parents are racist, there's no future. Even if, like, okay, if we live our own separate lives and you like, okay, well, if my family can't accept you, then we can just have our own separate family. I would not want to do that to my spouse. I would not want my spouse to cut all ties with their family, their blood, you know, their blood family just because of me, because they love me. Yes, I mean, I guess it signifies that they have a strong love for me, but at the end of the day, I don't want you to grow up resenting me when your parents when your parents pass on and, you know, things go on and you feel like you didn't fully reconcile with your parents or whatever. I don't want it to be you end up resenting me because you're in a relationship with me that is strained your relationship with your parents. So I just feel like I wouldn't even want to go down that road. Me personally, I wouldn't even want to go down that road. So that should have been a red flag then. So then we see on the next episode that while she was sleeping, he handcuffs her. He handcuffs her. She wakes up and she was like, unhandcuff me. And he's standing over her while she's naked, standing over her with this big ass cowboy hat on, this old Hicktown ass cowboy hat on, standing over her like he's some type of slave owner or something. And she was just like, well, I'll have to go. What if I have to go to the restroom or whatever? So he literally gives her a pot to piss in. So I feel like I would have went out right there. I would have stopped him in his tracks right then and there. What you mean you giving me a pot to piss in? I would have went out right then and there. So then he takes it further. And said, when she's like, just unhandcuff me, he was like, oh no, you got to do better than that. You gonna have to beg me. Beg you? Oh, that's what I'm saying. See, Danny, I was like, girl, say something. What you mean beg you? I'm not begging you to do that. You better uncuff me. And then he goes on to say, you have to beg me, gal. When he called her gal, I instantly thought about Color Purple. And I was like, oh, hell no. And then she said something, and and you saw the hurt, and he realized he's like, what? Like, what? Did I do something wrong? Like, you just so unaware of what you were doing. Like, you think that's acceptable? No, I couldn't deal with that. And then she was like, what, you trying to do some type of slave play? And yeah, and that stuff is real. That slave play shit is real. I had this coworker one time, and she was dealing with a white guy. For the money. Because, and yeah, I was like, I was just like, dang, you dealing with for the money. But then again, they willing to pay for their fetishes because you wanted to fetishize her. It was like a fantasy to him. So basically, take the money then. Take the money then. He want to pay for the fetish, let him go and pay for the fetish and take his money. So she was like, he wanted to watch porn with her. So she was like, okay, just to see what he was into. So y'all, she showed me this website, and I don't remember the website because it was years ago. This was years ago, and I don't remember, the exact website, y'all, but this website was degrading as fuck. And it was like these white men, they were having sex with, black women, but they were like degrading them. Like, they were like pouring grape Kool-Aid on them and throwing fried chicken on them and smashing watermelon in their face. Like, degrading, stereotypical ass shit that they were doing. And it was degrading and disgusting. And to me, and she was just like, she went off on him, and she left after that, and she never dealt with the guy again. And see, that's what I'm saying. It's like they think it's okay to kind of put this type of shit out there because I guess they think like we look up to them, like we praise them, like there's some type of like, oh, we're just so happy that a white guy wants to be with us. Like, and you have some women that make them feel that way. They make it feel like, because I don't have any issue with anyone dating outside of their race, but what I have an issue with is someone trying to put the outside race on a pedestal, like they're above us. Like, even like say with black men trying to make it seem like, oh, white women are better than black women. I also have an issue with black women making it seem like white men are better than black men, because that's not the case. That's not the case. Like, you can't just think because you're dating someone outside of your race, like, oh, that you can look down on your race, or you're like, I don't want to deal with any more black men. That's what I have a problem with. I don't have a problem with anyone dating outside of their race. You love who you love. But what I have a problem with is when you try to make it feel like it's superior to, or what you're used to, or what you used to do, or I'm not dating Tyrone, but I'll date a Tyler, or I'll date a Timothy, or something like that. No, that's what I have an issue with. And that slave play shit is real. Like, I've actually, tried to date outside my race before, and it didn't end well. I tried it twice with 2 different types of white men, and it didn't end well, and it did end because of racism. But if you guys want to hear that story one day, because I'm gonna come through to y'all one day with a video, but while y'all watching this, go and subscribe. Go and hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you can know when I'm going to come through with the video. Because, y'all, I got to tell y'all about them situations. Because, and I was like, and after that, I was like, never again. Never again. Like, I'm not going to say, I'm not going to sit up here and say what I want specifically in a relationship. Because whatever is for me is for me. But I'm not going to say what I would never do. But I will say that I don't desire to be in an interracial relationship. I just don't. Like, I don't want to be in a relationship with someone where I have to teach them, you know, what's crossing the line and what's not crossing the line with me. And you should have, you know, respect for me as a person, like to know where I come from, like my heritage, like my culture, where I come from. Like I shouldn't have to teach you that. Like he really didn't see anything that was wrong with what he did. Like he was just so unaware of what he was doing, and what he tried to make it seem like he was unaware. But then I don't want a situation like that. I don't want a situation where I feel there's someone that don't understand me or they'll be disrespectful to me as a person. I just wouldn't want that. And yeah, I just feel like, again, I appreciate Tyler Perry for bringing this situation to the forefront, because you have some women that they have never dated a white man before, but they all of a sudden think like, oh, I'm gonna go to white men. You know, when they have enough of black men, I'm gonna give me a white man or whatever. Baby, that's not always better. White is not always better. At the end of the day, what I desire for my life and what I want, I see that with a black man. And I'm sorry, I see that with a black man. I want to have black babies with a black man and raise a beautiful black family. And that's just me. Like, it's no basically saying like I'm against interracial dating. I mean, I know people that are in interracial relationships, and that's just their preference. But to me, I just have a problem when people try to make it seem like it's better. Like one is better than the other, because it's not. Like, at the end of the day, people are people. Like, and I can't say that, you know, because you have, you know, some black men that do shit that could be inappropriate when it comes to race or, you know, whatever. So, but to me, I just feel like, y'all, I didn't like that shit that Preston was doing. And I know that this is just a show, but this shit like this happens for real. Like, shit like this happens for real. So, I appreciate Tyler Perry for bringing that shit out to us, just so, you know, for people that may not have known about it before, they can be aware that this is some things that could really happen when you choose to date outside of your race. And like I said, and then please, y'all, if y'all have any sign, if y'all are dating someone outside of your race, if they say any sign, give you any indication that their family is racist or that they have done some racist things, leave. That's the best thing I can tell you to do. Y'all ain't gotta listen to me, because y'all don't know me like that, and y'all don't have to listen to me. But still, y'all should know that it's not going to end well, or you're going to end up hurt in the situation. You could be hurt like emotionally. I hope that you'll never end up hurt physically, but you have to be cautious and you have to be aware. This doesn't go for everyone. Everyone outside of your race is not racist. Everyone is not like this, so I'm not speaking about everyone. But I just say you have to be mindful of these type of things. You have to pay attention to those red flags and the warning signs. I'm sorry, I can't talk, but you have to be aware of those red flags and the warning signs before you get too deep involved with someone. Because to me, I feel like he let her know up front what it was. Even though he may not have been racist himself, your family has influence over you, whether you believe it or not. Your family is a part of you. And I just wouldn't even want to take myself down that road. But to each his own. And we gonna see how this gonna play out, because he just up and left. When she was in the bathroom, he just up and just left. So we gonna see how it's gonna play out in the next episode, y'all. But I just had to come through, y'all, just to kind of talk about that, because it was like, it really bothered me. And I was kind of glad to see that, but then I was kind of, I felt some type of way, because I'm like, oh, hell no. You know, he really did that shit. But, y'all, we gonna see how this gonna play out between Danny and Preston. So, y'all, just, you know, please be sure to like and subscribe. And y'all just stay tuned and just look out for your girl, because I'm gonna be coming through with more videos. Y'all know, I'm new on the scene. And I'm just trying to, you know, just come through with just some of my take on things, you guys. And I hope you all enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for tuning in, and please be sure to like and subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video.